So a few days ago, I teased you with a little screenshot from my new website case study. You can see here the traffic burst that we had on a certain day after doing a certain thing. Now, if you're subscribed to my newsletter, you probably know what that is by now. But if you're not, I'm going to explain a little bit more about how I got that increase in traffic within 48 hours. So let's get into this. So hi and welcome back to another video in this website case study series where I'll share with you all the pros and cons of building a website in 2023, and hopefully we'll be able to share the progress we make on this website and see how much money we actually make from it. Now, I did show you a screenshot a couple of days ago where I got a burst in traffic. And as I mentioned at the start, for all of you who signed up to my newsletter, you may already know by now that it was due to me adding authors. Now, I added authors to my website in two unique fashions, both of which I've never really done before, but in this website case study, we have really tried to satisfy Google's E.A.T. Now, if you don't know what E.A.T is, I won't go into too much detail, but basically it's Google looking for signs or markers on your website that tell it whether your content is trustworthy. Has it been written by an authoritative person in that niche? Is it some information you can trust, believe in? And that's what it's actually doing. So what I did, which was a little bit more unusual than normal, I was going to build a generic about page. And I just thought, well, if Google is looking for E.A.T, it's looking for authoritativeness, then why don't I show it right from the get-go? Why don't I throw it in your face, Google, and literally cover my homepage with E.A.T criterias? So I decided to actually scrap the about page and create the about page as the home page. So what do I mean by that? Well, basically, yeah, you land on my website, you get a nice hero header, you get a few articles, but then predominantly all my writers are on that first page. I mean, there is no better way of saying to Google, here's my authoritativeness, I am throwing it all over my homepage, and you can see here exactly why people should trust my content. So I'll throw an example up on the screen now. This is a template box that I used from Popcorn Theme, which is a new WordPress theme that myself, Phil from spiderweb.co.uk, and Alex from WP Eagle have built and launched to market. Now, inside that theme, there are template boxes that you can use. There are plenty of features, absolutely packed with features, and this is just one of them. So I simply just added this author box to the home page, which was a 3-box column. Now, I had more than 3 writers, so I just duplicated that, and I ended up with, I think it's 9 writers we had on the home page. Now, in these boxes, we put the original name of the writer, their original image, a little bio about them, and then we link it to their actual post that they've been writing. So we've told them to pick their favorite article and we link to that. Now, what we also do is allow them to link inside those author bios to their social profiles. So whether they may be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever that may be, we allow them to put their socials in there. Now, the whole idea behind that is that Google sees on the homepage, okay, there's a writer. She is a travel writer. I've seen years ago she's been publishing travel content. She's got a Facebook page that is all about travel. They literally are emphasizing their experience in that niche. And where better to do it than on the homepage? Now, I get this doesn't work for all websites. If you're trying to sell a product or you're a real dropshipping site or a marketing site, then you might not want that on your homepage. But if you're creating a niche website that is basically information or blog content focused, then it's a great way of doing it by adding it to the homepage. You can do an about page, but I would also recommend trying this on the homepage. So after building that on the homepage, I then waited a couple of days. Google crawled my site the next day, and within 48 hours, we saw an instant increase in traffic. In fact, it almost doubled. And a lot of the content on that website and the keywords we were trying to rank for actually jumped websites with higher authority than me. Now, when I looked at their websites, yes, they had a bigger DA or domain authority or whatever rating you want to use, a perceived bigger authority than me. However, they wasn't emphasizing their expertise. They wasn't shouting authoritativeness on their website. So maybe Google has seen mine and how we're really putting to the forefront our expertise, my experienced travel writers, which they are, and it's jumped us ahead of these other sites because of that. Now, the second thing I also did was I added author boxes to the bottom of each page. So I insisted all my writers going to WordPress.com and created a gravatar with their image, upload a bio, so that every time we post an article from that writer, their bio box goes at the bottom of the post. Now again, that's a feature inside Popcorn Theme, which is free, and it was very, very simple to add that into the template for the blog post. So literally once a writer edits their article, they just select that it's them that wrote the article, and that will be inserted at the bottom of the post. So the two things, author boxes on the homepage and bio boxes for that author on each article they write. Those two things I am sure has definitely had an effect. Now don't get me wrong, we've published a lot of content on there and we could have definitely seen some traffic boost from that content, but I would have expected that to be more gradual, a nice steady increase. This was pretty much vertical. 48 hours after adding that to the homepage, after Google crawled it, we saw a massive increase in traffic. So whether E.A.T is actually something that you really should take note of, I can't say. It's all a guessing game in this business. Unless you have hard data, a link that's trackable or something like that, it's very difficult to say 100% that caused it. But it does seem a bit of a coincidence. I added it on one day, crawled the next day, boom, traffic went through the roof. So certainly something I'm going to consider for any other projects I do in the future. And for this website, now we've put that in place, we do seem to be motoring along. So if you want to follow along on the journey of this website, remember, sign up to the newsletter. Link is in the description. There's nothing to pay. It's all free. And I'll share a lot of my tips and SEO practices in that newsletter rather than YouTube. The reason why, YouTube doesn't often send my videos out to the right people. Not everybody gets to see them. If you signed up to my newsletter, I can guarantee that information will drop into your inbox every week or two. It's not going to be a lot, so I'm not going to pester you too much, but I'll keep you informed with as much detail as I can, and my income reports will be in my newsletter. So sign up today. So thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video.
Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future